topic number 2 today. Again, I'm Nick. I'm your host. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, we're the only channel right now that's going to give an independent voice to additional parties. We've got the Republicans and Democrats, which is fine. But today we have Angela from the Libertarian Party. We've got Joe from the Green Party, and we have an independent businesswoman, Sandra, answering our questions, fielding our hot topics. So hot topic number 2, where are the Democrats? Since the election, few weeks ago, Joe Biden has been absent. Tonight is his first major interview with Jake Tapper, of all people. It just seems that the election is over and poof, they were gone. I mean, it's so hard to find any Democrats right now talking about anything. So Trump has brought up these lawsuits. Trump has brought up a lot of voter fraud claims, but Joe Biden doesn't seem to be anywhere. Angela, can you tell me what this means as a Democratic voter, somebody who voted? Should they feel inside? Should they be feeling that they are represented by Joe Biden right now?
Well, the Electoral College hasn't even voted yet. So there are a lot of things that you could say about this, and it's all speculation. Who knows what's going on with Biden's health? I think that the question you ask here implies that Joe Biden actually cares about his supporters, which is highly questionable considering some of his positions, including the drug war and how he's flip-flopped on issues and sort of, people speculate that he's moving in this progressive Trojan horse, but now he's apparently stacking his cabinet with plenty of, centrist people. He was even discussing putting Dick Cheney on his cabinet, for crying out loud. Does he care about his supporters? I'm not sure if he really cares about anyone or if he knows what's going on. He picked Janet Yellen of the Federal Reserve. That's a terrible pick, to be in charge of monetary policy. So I'm not convinced that there's a lot of caring or wherewithal going on anywhere around Joe Biden. But that's okay, because as a libertarian, I don't have a horse in this game.
So, Joe, from the Green Party perspective, I mean, Joe Biden has run on a lot of topics that were favorable for the Green Party, talking about decriminalization and legalization. But he's also talking on the other side of things about regulation and heavy regulation. It's just very odd that we're not seeing him in the limelight, in the spotlight right now, where he can solidify those positions. What say you?
Well, we all know that the Green New Deal originated with the Green Party. So him continuing to ride that and promise us the regulations, the things that would fix what's going on with our environment across the United States, while still maintaining an awful lot of issues that we object to. We understand that the military is the #1 polluter in the world right now, yet he's selected a cabinet that is very pro-war. Nira, who has come out and said, hey, they got oil, we got a deficit, let's fix that. This is not a good sign as far as his stance on environmental protection. So we need to step back and we take a look that he has absolutely abandoned everything he has promised in association with the Bernie Sanders platform, associated with the Green platform.
Sandra, as a businesswoman, we've seen an absence from Joe Biden, but he keeps talking about unifying everybody from Republicans, Democrats, Libertarian, Green Party, and Independents. Do you feel more unified right now?
The thing is that I don't think that any Democrat really wanted to vote for Joe Biden, and me not being a Democrat or a Republican, I think that there were a lot of people that were not trying to have Trump reelected again. So do we feel like at least, we got this person out of, the office, this bigot, racist, xenophobic out of the office? Do we feel unified that way? Maybe. Do we agree with everything he's doing? No, I mean, in that aspect, no. Has he been, I guess, present? It depends, because I actually supported his campaign. So just because I didn't want Trump to win. And, he's been present that way. So he sends emails regularly and he does inform us about all the lawsuits and everything that's going on. Can he do a better job about informing other people who are not subscribed or in the email chain? Yes. But again, do we feel good about Trump losing, or that, or the chances of that, yes. Other than that, yeah, I don't think that there's really like, and I say we because I voted for Biden, but yeah,
Sure.
like I feel like
Piggyback off of that question, though, Angela, realistically, this seems to be a theme with Democrats overall, right? They get elected and then poof, they're gone, right? I think that Obama did change that narrative in a big way. He was more out there. He definitely made himself visible, whereas Democrats in the past didn't. And a key factor of that, a key point that we can bring up, is the bureaucracy plaguing California right now. They have a high-speed rail line out there that through Democratic leadership seems to have taken a strange narrative. Angela, can you tell us about that at all?
Oh, sure. Out here in California, we call it the bullet train to nowhere. It has been a disaster for day one. This has been years in the making, or rather unmaking. It's not going to happen. You're not going to see this train completed. There are so many problems with it. It's not just the budget. The entire design is flawed. The path is flawed. It doesn't have support from even the Democrats. And it shouldn't, because the tracks, the little bit of infrastructure that's been proposed for this doesn't even match the train that's supposed to run on it. That's how poorly orchestrated this entire thing is. It is a complete disaster and a joke.
How much did it cost so far?
I don't know, over $80 billion.
Wow. Joe, to that point, we're talking about bureaucratic leadership and a lot of folks out there feeling that they don't feel represented by the Democrats, specifically to the topic where Joe Biden has been absent for a while. I mean, he's talking about his first interview. If you look at bureaucracy and the Democrats so far, the only example, the counterexample that I can give to you is that Elon Musk is able to build a gigafactory in less than a year to build electric vehicles. So you're talking about a private enterprise, somebody who's able to build an entire factory in less than a year, whereas we're taking decades right now on a rail system that continues to have this bureaucratic pushback. Is this a good sign for the Democrats?
No, it's actually an extremely bad sign for the Democrats. It shows corruption, especially in Southern California. Angela's addressed the issue. This is something that friends of the government were granted this ability to boondoggle to the tune of $80 billion that they used to spend money. This money wasn't earned. It wasn't spent wisely. It's being abused. It's going to friends of friends. It's not even going to an organization that knows how to build the railroad system. It's an abusive system, and that alone is part of the reason why the Democrats have such a difficult time getting hold of central areas of the United States where boondoggle infrastructure, things like that, alienate, hardworking Americans.
So, Sandra, you're a businesswoman. Trump has gotten a lot done as a president. Republicans seem to be moving quicker on objectives than Democrats. In this particular example, I mean, we've talked about bureaucracy and political debate where things just don't even get done. I mean, you're a businesswoman, you want to get things done today. So with Joe Biden being absent, I mean, what should the Republicans respond? How should they understand his policies? I mean, what are we really to take away from Joe really not being accessible? I mean, is this a good sign as a businesswoman for the next 4 years?
definitely not a good sign. You wanna, as a leader, you wanna start like kind of like get the momentum going and